Yeah. Your boy DL47. All night for real. Exciting times now. Up to the 1938 wooden spoon. Revisiting as much rugby league information as possible. Let's pop it off. And finally, it's not the university getting the wooden spoon anymore. Like I said, they exited the competition after their 10th wooden spoon at the end of 1937. And in 1938, it was St George who got the wooden spoon. And even though they got it, it was actually the start of something fantastic. It was exciting times for them, even though they got the spoon this year. So, how is it so exciting when a team gets the wooden spoon? You need to watch all the way to the end of this video to find out. So, first of all, compared to universities' humiliating wooden spoons and humiliating statistics, St George in 1938 played 14 games, winning 3, losing 10 and having the one draw. The one draw, a 10-all draw with Western Suburbs in round 7. And their attack, they scored 159 points and defence conceded 275. For and against negative minus 116 points, which is very, very poor result, yes. But remember, one team does have to get the wooden spoon every year. And at least it wasn't humiliating like universities' wooden spoons, where their for and against ended up minus 300 or minus 400 points. And at least in George, they weren't losing by 50 and 60 points, and they weren't conceding 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 tries in games like university used to. But that's the last I'm going to say about university, because they're gone now. St George had their, ironically, they had their most embarrassing moment and moment in the sun against the same team in 1938. The most embarrassing moment, the round 4 game, they were thumped by Balmain 39 points to 7. So the 32-point losing margin was their biggest losing margin for the season. Yes, it is huge, but at least it's not humiliating. At least it's not an absolute obliteration. So the 39 points to 7 lost to Balmain in round 4. But then the moment in the sun, also against Balmain, believe it or not, in 1938 round 9, a surprise 14 points to 4 win over Balmain. Balmain, of course, one of the semi-finalists in 1938. So, the scorers, this is where it actually gets exciting and some great things start happening. So, from St George's perspective, they never got the wooden spoon again after 1938 as a single entity or as the merged team or as St George Illawarra. They never got the wooden spoon again so far, and they're still around today. And also, it would only take them 3 more years, 1941, to win their first ever competition, beating Eastern Suburbs 31 points to 14 in the 1938 grand final. And a big culprit, a big catalyst in this rapid improvement from 1939 up to 1941, a player called Jack Lindwall. And he ended up being one of their all-time great players. I always say the wooden spoon is leading scorers. So in 1938, St George's leading try scorers Jack Lindwall and Bill Summerall. They both got 4 tries each, which isn't much, but more importantly though, for Jack Lindwall, even though he only got 4 tries in this season, 1938, he would play with St George all the way up to 1948 and get 110 tries altogether in his career to end up one of their all-time greats, including an absolutely whopping performance in 1947 round 4, when St George beat newcomers Manly 61 points to 11, and Jack Lindwall in that game got an unbelievable 6 tries and 9 goals in the one game. So that's the sort of play he developed into. So even though he only got 4 tries in 1938, and even though they got the spoon, there were much, much more fruitful times ahead for both him and for St George as a whole. So this is probably like the least embarrassing of all wooden spoons that I've done so far. I haven't done them all yet, but so far I think it's the least embarrassing of all the wooden spooners from 1908 up to 1938, which is where we're up to right now. So if you can have a happy wooden spoon, then I suppose this is the one. And the leading point scorer for St George in 1938, a player called Cyril Holt, and he got 3 tries, 18 goals for a total of 45 points for them. Remembering tries used to be 3 points at the time. So there you go. St George getting the wooden spoon in 1938, but obviously making the finals in 1939 and in 1940 before winning the comp in 1941 and finishing runners-up in 1942 when they lost the 1942 grand final to Canterbury 11 points to 9. So the start of great things for them. And obviously a different team getting the spoon tomorrow in 1939. So Tune in again tomorrow to find out who got the wooden spoon in 9:39. And thank you so much for the continued support, watching all the way to the end of this video. Scroll through this channel to find tons of other important rugby league information with your boy, Level 47. Toodaloo.